Canada. Put on a suit, drink water, don't drink and drive. Hey, man, call your mother.
It means nothing. It means nothing.
Nah, they lying to you. It's about the money.
Now you're more fluent.
What is up, everybody? And we are from the sidelines here every single Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And now that football season is among us, we have so much to talk about, so much to dive into, and it's going to be a great time. And today, that conversation will be led from the sidelines by me, CJ, and Cody. Cody, how you doing today?
Doing well, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I think we should just get this out of the way because, funny enough, you know, both of our teams played against each other week one of the preseason and obviously having joint practices this week as well. I thought it was it was cool. It was cool to see. I don't know how much you follow like the reporters and stuff like that to see what was going on in practice and for the game. But I guess overall thoughts about the Patriots week one preseason game.
Okay. So, yeah, I follow most of the big Boston reporters on like Twitter and stuff like that. The game, I mean, my main takeaway from the game was pretty much Trevion Henderson. That was just to start off the game like that. I knew he was going to be explosive and things like that, but to start off with the 100-yard touchdown return was awesome. And he's made plays throughout camp, even in the joint practices. He's been a huge part. And Josh McDaniels loves to use the running back out of the backfield, and that's like perfect position for him. So I think he's going to be a huge weapon this year. Drake May, he was actually better, it seems like, in the joint practices, according to reporters. Kind of a mixed bag during the game. He had to turn the fumble on the first possession and then got a rushing touchdown on the second one. So a little bit mixed there. He needs to kind of figure out the turnover issues because he's one of those guys that just likes to hold on to the ball and try to make plays, and that can turn into turnovers. So he needs to fix that. Defense, the game, most of the big-time players like Christian Gonzalez and Barmore and like Milton Williams, they didn't play. So can't really take too much. Defense did okay from reports this week against you guys in joint practices. Got maybe burned on the back end a little bit as well, but a little bit of a mixed bag there. Like to see how it keeps going into preseason. But what I like to see in the game was some of the offensive line, like a young offensive lineman, like Will Campbell, Jared Wilson. Like those guys came out, they played well. Campbell was finishing blocks like 10, 15 yards down the field. Wilson was kind of doing his thing too. So that's what I love to see from the offensive line because can't really do anything with Trevion Henderson and Drake May if the offensive line's not out there doing their thing. But good, solid first week for the Patriots in preseason, but definitely want to see more going into the preseason and then see if May can figure out his turnover issues because can't have that.
Yeah, I mean, that definitely is a bummer. I think obviously the first thing you need to do is to be able to take care of the football, right?
Right.
So yeah, like from my side, you know, from as a Commanders fan, it's just that, you know, hearing, you know, the word surgical by Jaden Daniels in the 11-on-11s, which is good. But I think one of the biggest concerns right now, obviously, is our wide receiver depth and to figure out who's going to step up with Terry not at practice and still trying to figure out, you know, that contract. So that has been, you know, something I'm really a little concerned about just because we like Noah Brown, obviously the infamous or famous Hail Mary this year. You know,
That's right.
Iconic, like, you know, for that. But, you know, he had an injury, a knee injury in OTAs. And didn't really specify what it was until recently where it says a knee injury, but it wasn't too much of an issue, so I'm not sure. So, but he still has a nagging knee injury that he hasn't been able to practice a lot or any recently.
Right.
So that gives, you know, opportunities to our rookie Jalen Lane and second-year player Luke McCaffrey. You saw Ja'Cory Brooks in the game play pretty solidly, and we got some undrafted guys that, you know, got to step up, but no one's, and we also do got Michael Gallup and KJ Osborne, but no one's really showing like, oh yeah, like they could possibly push Terry or they can push Debo. Like, who's going to be that number 3? You know, obviously I think it should be, you know, Noah for how well he played last year, but at the same
Right.
time, if he can't stay healthy, that's going to be a problem. And um, that's what I think that's my biggest worry right now. I think I liked the plays that Johnny Newton made as the strip sack, and he looked pretty good in the time that he played. Um, Bill Merritt, Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt, our 7th-round running back. I think there's been a lot of buzz. Like he's like one of the fan favorite running backs that everyone loves. I think that everyone thinks that he possibly could overtake Brian Robinson this year, which is possible.
Really?
His one cut
Wow.
ability up the field is pretty dynamic. Like he's kind of a sleeper. Like he was really good for Arizona his junior year, but he got ineligible after I think 1 or 2 games for some issue that for the NCAA, which was kind of astounding. I think he would have been. I think going into his senior year, he was actually like a 4th-round prospect, but obviously not being able to play kind of definitely derailed that. And he has a lot of hype. He's been looking really good in practices. Obviously, like I think a lot of people wanted Trevion Henderson. We wanted another explosive back in our
Right.
backfield. I think there's a lot of grinders that we have, which is not a terrible thing, but like I think the goal for this year was definitely to have more explosive plays. And so I think Ja'Cory, he has that opportunity to do it, but there's a long road ahead. Like I think the coaching staff still loves B Rob, but he's in a contract year. We have Austin Eckler, but he's also in a contract year, and he's going to be 31, 30. So
He's
it's
getting up
like,
there.
yeah, I mean, he still got some juice. I mean, he definitely
Yeah.
was pretty good for us last year in the receiving game, but we need like a bell cow guy. So we'll see what happens this year in that running back room. So running back and receiver, our playmakers, pretty much all of our playmakers. You know, I want to see who's going to step up, and obviously, like I'm very confident in Jaden Daniels to get these guys the ball, but now it's just going to be up to them to how far they can, take it. Like you're going to get the ball right when you want it. You just got to catch it. You know what I mean? You got to make a play after that. So,
Right.
yeah. Not obviously the results in the game. I mean, allowing 48 points is disgusting. And an opening kickoff return touchdown where we prided ourselves so much last year on our special teams. Like we were one of the better special teams units in the league last year. And for that to happen, obviously not a lot of our starting special teams players were playing, like Jeremy Reeves and Nick Bellamore. They weren't playing, so obviously giving the depth of these young guys that they can make the roster, not a good look if you're trying to make the roster.
Yeah, not a good look.
On
Yeah.
special teams. So
Yeah.
we shall see. It's week 1, right? So
Yeah, week 1 of preseason. Yeah, you don't want to overreact. Obviously, there's concerns and good things. I like what the running backs did for the Patriots. Receivers is kind of weird right now for them. Like, just you kind of assume Diggs is going to be the guy, but he's still coming off that injury. He's supposed to go for week 1. I don't think he'll play any preseason at all. But then who's the next guy after him? Is it Douglas? Is it Kyle Williams? Is it Kayshon Boutte from LSU? So who is the next guy? If someone can emerge is a huge kind of question mark for the Patriots. But like you said, yeah, week 1 preseason, you don't want to overreact. You guys kind of played a lot of your backups. Not a lot of your starters really played. So don't really want to react too much to that. Special teams, that looks good, but who knows who's starting for special teams and who was really out there. So, but good to get 48 points. It's always good to put 48 points on the board in any kind of game, but yeah, definitely won't overreact to anything there.
For sure. Yeah, it's just, I am interested to see because like obviously there's going to be some good players cut coming up, and I mean I don't love your receiver room, but I also don't love my receiver room either, right? But I do think like the top 2, Debo and Terry, like that's
solid. Yeah,
that's solid. I like Kyle Williams a lot. I just will see if he's actually going to be able to produce, right? And so, and how much you're going to have with. I mean, I think Henderson's going to be a problem for you guys, and obviously Stevenson is really good, and he's a good receiving back as well. Same with AG, like.
I like all 3 of them.
Yeah, he got a good running back room, and I think the more you guys can. I mean, AG used to play receiver at Memphis, so like if anything,
Yeah.
he might be able to do a little dual activity just to help the team out. But we'll see. I think you guys gonna have to get creative for sure. Same with us. I mean, figure something out. One player though that looked really good. I don't know if the Panthers will let him go, but Jalen Coker is one of my favorite players. I was a big fan of him out of Holy Cross, and the fact that he went undrafted is still crazy to me. And he has been good, and he lit it up against the Browns and had some great catches, scored a touchdown, one heading catch down the sideline. Like he's beating his corner, and they do have a pretty deep receiver room. And me personally, I got actually funny enough, I got into a not a fight, but like I called Xavier Legette not good. And someone behind me was just like really got into it about that. Which is like, well, one, you get into a fight in the first preseason game, like after you had all these, off like this off-season shenanigans with Glorilla, and you're out here doing all these commercials and stuff like that. And I was like, I mean, obviously my biggest issue with him is the fact that he waited until he was 23 to break out at USC, so like he's like 25 now, and he's, didn't have the greatest of, rookie years. And then he still had drop issues, had to get wrist surgery again. And it's like, I think Jalen Coker is, better. But the thing is, it's like, how many opportunities are you going to give Xavier Legette? Because you traded up one to get to a couple spots to have him in the first round. And then, Coker's just an undrafted guy. You still got Thielen there, which, I mean, I think you could probably let Thielen go because I thought T-Mac looked great.
I thought he did too. Yeah.
And
I liked Horn from Colorado too, Jimmy Horn. I thought he was solid at Colorado. So I didn't see how he played or if he really popped or anything, but I liked him in Colorado a lot.
He's so shifty, dude. Like he's like put him in motion, let him do like a double, like whip routes. He's gonna he's so crisp. Like he had a couple catches. He didn't get terrible. Like he didn't get a lot of yards, but he looked good. Like he definitely looked really good. Obviously, I think he's gonna make his mark on special teams as a punt returner for now because they're actually pretty loaded. But they also have Hunter Renfrow, funny enough, and Hunter Renfrow.
I know, I forget that.
Looked really good. Like he's getting back to his form. I think he's like one of the better route runners and sure-handed guys. So I mean, their receiver room is actually it's pretty solid. I just
he has to be. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I was gonna say he has to be a fan favorite just being back in that area, just because he's basically like a legend in the Carolinas, right? Just because what he did at Clemson.
Oh, for sure. So, yeah, I know last year he took a year off because I think he was dealing with an illness and he lost like a ton of weight, and he's been slowly getting back up to speed. So, I mean, he would definitely be a guy I would be welcomed if he was to get cut by Carolina. Like, we need like a third, fourth receiver to really step. Like, I think Jalen Lane and Luke will be fine, but again, it's like you're putting a lot on them, and I know it's going to take time to develop. So it's just like, how long can we give them? I think Jalen Lane actually has been looking really good in practice, so I'm excited about that. I know they're trying to hold him back and not show too much of him, and I just want to see Luke be a solid like zone guy, like just find the pockets, be a first down at the stick, pretty much be a Hunter Renfrow, right? So it's like, but again, it's like they're you keep hearing like not the best day from the offense, up and down from the receiver, so it's like we just want to see the consistency go. So
yeah. Although, I mean, I liked the guy in college, but he's not an NFL player. I think Sam Hartman had a lot to do with it. He's not an NFL quarterback. Yeah, he's good to keep on the sideline, for the thirst traps and things like that. But he was all right at Wake Forest and Notre Dame. But I think he's a practice squad quarterback. I think
for sure.
At this point,
he's battling for that third quarterback spot right now. He did have off-season AC joint surgery, so he's still working to get his like power back in his arm. So I think that's probably not going to do him any favors in this competition with Josh Johnson. And so
Josh Johnson, oh man.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, that guy's been on like every team in the league, I think.
couple times too.
Yeah,
He's
at
been on us
least.
twice. So, but yeah, no, Jimmy Horn did look good. Trevor Etienne did not. Had the muff
No.
punt, which was not good.
Yeah,
But Bryce and T Matt, that connection looks good.
that looks
A lot
pretty
of people
solid. Yeah,
excited for that. You know, the running game I think is going to be pivotal. I think Rico Dotto, he had a pretty good catch getting open. I'm excited to see how that 1-2 punch does. Like, I'm gutted that Jonathan Brooks retore his ACL. Is going to be out this whole year again.
yeah.
I
That's
thought he
tough.
was really good at Texas, but
I thought so
obviously
too.
back-to-back knee injuries, that's just to the same knee.
Yeah.
Too. So it's like he's on the Thomas Davis, trek right now, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I don't know if he ever really plays. I mean, I could see him maybe playing somewhere down the line, but yeah, 2 knee injuries to start your career is not good. That's like, they weren't like terrible, but I mean, it's the same knee too. It's like, kind of reminds me a little bit, but not as bad of a knee injury of like Marshawn Lattimore back in the day. It's like so much potential, but just kept getting injured and stuff like that.
Dude, that's
but
so heartbreaking about him. Like, he was so good at South Carolina.
He was awesome at South Carolina. I thought he would be a really good pro, but just the knee injuries, and he had just an awful. Didn't he tear like every ligament in that knee or something like that?
Everything.
Just total. Yeah.
So,
but Chuba Hubbard's supposed to be their guy, right? He'll be their number 1 guy.
Yeah, he'll be the number 1 guy. I mean, he had a great year last year.
Yeah, he was solid.
I think he was like top 10 in rushing yards. And then Rico Dotto comes back to kind of dispel him a little bit to help not really run him down into the ground, which is good. And I think Rico's solid. Like, I don't think he's the number 1. Like, he's a Tony Pollard, right? Like,
yeah.
Which, we'll talk about the Titans in a little bit and the devastating news about Tyree Spears getting hurt again. So. Right. But yeah, to the Cleveland Browns, though, I mean, obviously, there was a lot of Shedeur Sanders fans in the building, a lot of Shedeur Sanders jerseys in the building, which was really cool to see. Even some Johnny Manziel's, which is which is hilarious. But yeah, Shedeur looked really good, man. Like, he had a really good debut. It wasn't a great. I mean, it was pretty solid. I mean, he played 3 quarters of football, commanded the offense pretty solidly. Threw 2 touchdowns, didn't turn the ball over. He got sacked a couple times, but I mean, all in all, like, for his first start, he was delivering the ball pretty well. I was okay. This looks good. Like, he looks, capable, right? And obviously, I mean, and still, like, and it's crazy thing is too, it's like that wasn't even the starters for the Cleveland Browns,
No.
So. That's good. Obviously, he didn't get to play much with the starters in practice so far. Right. But, I thought Shedeur looked good. It was a good first step for him. Obviously, with Dylan Gabriel and Kenny Pickett both suffering from hamstring injuries, like, I think this should bump him up in the depth chart just for being good, just capable. But, obviously, how politics work, and possibly, he's still going to be in that 4th quarterback position. But we shall see. What did you think?
No, I'm kind of on the same page with you there. I thought it was solid for a start. He was a little inaccurate at times, but I thought he was good in the pocket. He's kind of that guy too, where he likes to hold onto the ball a lot. Like, he likes to kind of try to make plays in the backfield, extend plays a little bit. So he'll have to learn to kind of get out of that a little bit. But to me, I think he's got to be at least your number 2 right now, quarterback there. Flacco's probably 1 just because he knows the offense there, playing with Stefanski 2 years ago, and he's the veteran. But I don't see how they continue to have him number 4 when Pickett really hasn't practiced much in training camp at all. And then Dylan Gabriel has gotten injured as well. So I think he's got to be your number 2. And I mean, if he keeps on having showings like this, maybe he has an opportunity to start earlier, like sooner rather than later. But good debut. I thought it was solid. Obviously, he has to come in with all like the hype and everything, and then walks in with like his entourage. So there's always like that, but to back that up with a solid performance is all that you need. And that's what he did. I thought, like you said, he wasn't playing with the Brown starters, and he was playing against some starting defensive players on the Panthers. So it's like he did pretty well for that. And so I think he should move in the 2nd quarterback spot, and I think he should get more reps with the ones in practice, especially if I think all 3 of them were injured, right? Like, even Flacco's a little banged up as well. So there's no reason not to have him at least run with the ones a lot this week.
Yeah, for sure. I think one thing too that I like that I was a big critic of him in at Colorado is how he extended plays and like his movement in the pocket. Like he's not the most mobile, but he looked
No.
pretty. He was like I thought he did some good movement in the pockets. You know, then he set his feet and then he threw that first touchdown. I thought that was really good of him. Like, and he was extending plays and he looked a little bit more like elusive like in this game, obviously it's it's a bunch of Home Depot and Lowe's guys coming up, but well, actually, I mean it
Hey,
was against. I mean Nick Scorton played a good bit, which he looked really good
right.
for the Panthers. But yeah, I just thought that you're seeing him putting stuff together,
Right.
and obviously first preseason game, so hopefully he should only get better. But the question is that environment in Cleveland going to be the one that he grows and develops in? I think the Raiders should come and get him, but I think they have their sleeper agent quarterback already on the roster. I think that they are going to build around. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, that's the question always with the Browns. Like, has that ever been an environment where someone can grow? Because you kind of thought that was the environment for Baker Mayfield, and then they run him off and get Deshaun Watson. Baker's found a home in Pro Bowl quarterback, top 10 quarterback in Tampa Bay. So, I mean, Cleveland can ruin any quarterback, it seems like. I always like, you ever seen that guy with the jersey? He has got like 17 names on the jersey. That's Cleveland for you. And they're probably going to add 3 more names this year at least for starting quarterback. So,
No, for sure.
yeah. So I thought it was a solid debut. I think he should move up the depth chart. If he is a cut candidate late in the training camp, which I'd be shocked because he's still only a rookie, even though he's a 5th round pick. I think, yeah, there should be a few teams calling. The Raiders could call, although I think they're pretty happy with Geno and their backup situation. But there's definitely opportunities outside there. And you know that, like, yeah, people don't always want the circus that comes with him, but it's not exactly him. It's more of just the last name.
Yeah,
And so I
he's
think he'll be fine.
he's such a chill dude, and it's just like obviously
He'll be
like
fine.
there's spotlight that gets put on him for sure because of his last name, but it kind of gets overdone for sure. Let's see. We got a comment that says we received 92. How about JJ McCarthy getting his feet wet again and 4th string quarterback Max balling more than the 2 in front of him?
Is that
Max,
Josh? It almost looks like Josh in the picture.
it might be.
I'm gonna say he's got his Minnesota question too. But
No, I thought JJ looked. I thought
thought he
JJ
looked
looked good.
Yeah.
I mean, he looked good last preseason as well before he tore his meniscus. But yeah, I mean, I want to continue to see him, do well and to ramp it up. I think being with Kevin O'Connell is definitely the best situation you can possibly be in. To be honest with you, it's a very quarterback friendly system. So as long as he stays healthy, he gets the ball out on time. I think he'll be really good. He has a nice arm to drive, really drive balls in there. Jay Jettis obviously dealing with a hamstring issue right now, and then also losing
Addison's out the first 3 weeks or
first 3 games as well. So like that could get a little tricky. Maybe we might see a little Ty Felton. Who's the tight end? Hawkinson.
So I mean they're pretty deep when it comes to like receiving weapons. So I think they'll be okay. And then you got 2 good running backs in James Cook, and I like the addition of Jordan Mason.
Aaron
yeah. Oh, Aaron Jones, James Cook. I don't know why I said James Cook.
It's funny you say that because actually we predicted, or in my group chat, we were talking about that the Vikings should trade for James Cook. And
That'd be a solid. Yeah, send Aaron
he's
Jones.
not getting paid in Buffalo. So
no, he's not getting. And now he's holding in, I guess now. But yeah, I mean Aaron Jones, Jordan Mason, they're going to run the ball well, and that's kind of what they like to do. But yeah, I thought he looked pretty good. Like you said, he was good in preseason last year in the game he played before he got injured. So that, with Kevin O'Connell calling the plays, that's always going to be good as well. So I think he looked pretty good. It just depends. Can he be the guy that kind of like take you over the top? Because they won 14 games last year, and I mean Darnold had 4,500 yards passing, 35 touchdowns. Like I don't see those numbers in JJ McCarthy, to be honest. But
To be honest, I'm not saying like Sam Darnold's a world beater. We're going to see what he does in Seattle this year, but like that could be just a system quarterback. Obviously, Sam has been around the block a couple times, you know what I'm saying? So he does have a little bit of experience to his name and a little bit of a proving ground to him. But like, I mean, if he understands where to go with the football and that Kevin O'Connell is just scheming up everybody, like it's a good chance he could do that, you know. Whether or not it's going to be Jay Jettis playing, you know, obviously those hamstring injuries are so tricky in Addison, but I think they have plenty of talent. And then, you know, if all else fails, he can goes back to his training that he had in Michigan and just hand that rock off 50 times a game.
Hand it off, yeah.
And he'd be all right. He'll win a national championship or Super Bowl in this game.
Right. Yeah, it might have to do a little bit more than that because, I mean, that Michigan team was pretty good. But, yeah, and I thought he had a good debut. Like I said, maybe he shocks the world and he has that kind of year like Sam Darnold did last year, but I think he'll be good enough to kind of keep that offense steady. The defense will always be good under Brian Flores. They seem to always kind of have dudes there. Harrison Smith seems to play forever there. So I think they'll be fine on either side. But yeah, I mean, good sort of debut for JJ McCarthy. I think they actually started Sam Howell in the game, and then JJ came in after.
No, JJ
the first couple of dress. Was it JJ started?
Yeah, he started, and then Sam played.
Sam
has a rocket, man. That man has a rocket on. It's so weird seeing him because he's wearing number 8. He has the same helmet that Kirk Cousins had, so he looks like exactly like Kirk Cousins.
Yeah,
and I was just like, I had to like do a double take.
Too. Oh, yeah. Ronald Moore injured. Yeah, that's your question mark is who's your next guy after Jay Jettis? He's got the hamstring injury. Is it Hawkinson? Do you just, you roll with the tight end being your next guy or who?
It'll be your next guy? It'd be Todd Felton from Maryland, who's I really like. I think he's really good. I think you get an opportunity for him to hopefully get some reps. It's so sad about Ronald Moore because he was so good. He was good at Arizona, but he just, I think I want to say, did he tear his Achilles in Atlanta?
I think he did. He was explosive for Arizona those couple of years. He's just one of those guys, get the ball in his hand, he makes plays. But yeah, I don't know, was it an ACL or was it an Achilles that he did a couple of years ago? But
yeah, it was like early though. It was like early. He got hurt like super early on for the Falcons last year, and then he just, and the thing is like in theory, it's just like a, whatever. I don't know what he signed for with the Vikings, probably another 1-year deal to be honest. So then it's like just hopefully he can show that he's healthy and possibly in a great offense, Jordan Addison, I like Jordan Addison a lot, but obviously
I love Jordan Addison. He just can't. He misses games every year for that. I think this time around it was PEDs, right? Or was it gambling?
I think this was based off of that speeding incident. I want to say
speeding incident, and then last year was gambling, right?
I don't know what it was last year.
But
I know he got hurt last year. I think
he got hurt last year too. But he was awesome at Pitt, and then the year he was at USC with Caleb Williams, he was great. So yeah, and when he's out there, he's probably one of the top 5 number 2 wide receivers after like in the league, like him, Devontae Smith, guys like that. But the question mark is, can he stay out there? Can he stay healthy? And can he, follow the rules a little bit, not get suspended 3 games? But I think they'll be fine. To be honest, I think they'll be okay. It just kind of comes down to, it's pretty much JJ McCarthy, because they know that they're going to run the ball well. They know they got wide receiving threats. They know they're going to play good defense. Is can you get similar production from the quarterback position like they did last year with Sam Darnold? And that's because, if they do 14 wins that they won last year, it's probably could be on the table again, especially if Detroit kind of takes a step back. Maybe they could take the division too.
Yeah. We'll see what happens with the Vikings. A team that I want to talk about, I do want to talk about the Seahawks a little bit. I thought Jalen Milroe looked pretty solid this week in his first action. I think he's going to have an opportunity to do something. I had my rookie draft for my Dynasty League a couple hours ago. And what this player looks so good. He looks so good. First of all, I passed on Travis Hunter in the first round because I wanted Emeka Ibuka because he's been looking fantastic.
Yeah, the camp reports about him have been And then even Baker's talking about him too. So yeah, he's looking good.
Better feed him. That's all I got to say. But
Right. A lot of mouths to feed there, though.
Yeah, but like we don't really know how, like, what the recovery process is going to be for Chris Godwin. Like,
right.
I think you don't want to rush him back, which I think would propel him. And it's also crazy that they did draft Emeka Ibuka early, and then they also really liked who's the kid they drafted last year?
The kid out of Washington, right? Yeah, it wasn't Polk because Polk's in New England. It was McMillan, yeah.
Yeah,
and I liked it. He had some good spots last year for them too.
So I mean, obviously they just want to keep it going, I guess. Obviously, I mean, Mike Evans is not getting any younger, but he both re-signed Mike Evans and Godwin to pretty big, decent money contracts. So whatever that is, but no, but the receiver that I loved, I hated him at first because he played for Colorado State, but then like he was so good.
I'm so glad you're bringing up this guy.
Torrey Holden is a fantasy stud, and he's going to be a diamond in the rough. Obviously, Sam Darnold could be okay to get him the rock, but he was so good at Colorado State, and the fact that he didn't get as much hype that he did, I was dumbfounded because I'm like, this dude destroyed Colorado and Travis Hunter. He was an absolute problem, and obviously he had a shoulder injury at the end of his last year. And I would say his awareness might be a little lacking due to the fact that he decided to stay at Colorado State because he said, hey, I don't want to follow the money and all that nonsense. And then went on to win like 3 games this past year at Colorado State, no championships. Like, what are we doing? But I still love Torrey Holden, and I drafted him in my 3rd round of my rookie draft this year. Actually, it was the 2nd round because I don't have a 3rd round. I didn't have a 3rd round pick. So I love him. Like, I had to get him. Which I got all the players that I truly wanted on my team, which I'm really excited about. But yeah, I think he's going to be a freaking stud, dude. Like,
I'm so glad you brought him up. I had him written down on my notes as like sleeper fantasy players. Yeah, I thought he was a sleeper pick in the draft, 5th round pick. Yeah, if he transfers maybe his senior year, goes to Power 5 school, he probably ends up being like a top, 2-3 round pick. But yeah, I think he's going to be really good.
God, that'd have been great.
Yeah. If he just got anywhere, but with Jackson Smith and Jigba, I mean, they already have some dudes there, so that'll be Kupp as well. So
I forgot about Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, I mean, those 3 guys in Jigba, Horton, and Kupp. I mean,
that's a
Sam Darnold's got and they got 2 good backs,
and they got Arroyo, the tight end from Miami,
the tight end out of Miami. Their offense. If they could protect, because their offensive line is a bit of a question mark, but yeah, and then you still got Kenneth Walker and Charbonnet in the backfield. So
they drafted my one of my favorite running backs, Damian Martinez.
Yeah, from Miami and Oregon State. So it's like they have some juice, and with Stafford's injury, I think that division may be pretty open. I'm still not totally sold on the Niners. They got injury concerns. What's Ayuk going to look like? What's McCaffrey going to look like?
Juwan Jennings got hurt.
Yeah. So I mean that division could be pretty wide open. I think that most people were giving it to the Rams, but I mean Stafford's week to week, so that's not good. He's 37 years old with an injury, so that's not good.
Staquavius Bennett, that brother was cooking. Georgia legend, Staquavius Bennett, 2-time national champion.
Oh, no,
walk on at Georgia.
Oh no, we're not doing this, are we?
Single quarter record for most passing yards in the game. Come on, Staquavius. He was balling.
I've never heard someone call him that. Is that a Georgia thing? Staquavius?
We call him Staquavius because he's that good. He's not playing like Stetson. He's not playing like Stetson. That's Staquavius. He's balling.
I mean, if it's him or Garoppolo, then we could talk. Because I mean, do you really want to put Garoppolo out there?
I mean, you probably do because he has that experience. Like that's the thing too. Is like Garoppolo is solid. Like obviously he does some boneheaded things, but like
he's just super mid. I don't know. Maybe
he's a system quarterback. He's 1,000% a system quarterback, and we've seen he can light it up and get you far. Right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's the thing. Staquavius and
Staquavius
and Jimmy.
It took me a minute until you said Bennett, and you said yours. Like, okay, I got you where you're at. But yeah,
but they're both the same type of quarterback. I think I mean, Garoppolo he's not really mobile, but Stequavis he has more mobility to make plays around the pocket if he needs to roll out a little bit. So that he might have an edge about himself.
Well, Garoppolo is also made of glass too, so
he is made of glass. So that's also I would just love to see the mailman. That's his nickname, the mailman. Like I just love to see him like get the opportunity to play for Sean McVay and just have like I mean, I wouldn't mind losing to him because I think he's just been the ultimate like bet on yourself player, right? Went to Georgia, walked on, and then left to go to JUCO thinking they didn't want him. Then he say, no, I want to go back and earn my spot, and did, and then lead us to 2 national championships. Like it was great. Like absolutely stellar.
Oh no. Yeah. I mean, like him and Baker, like that's your walk on like Hall of Fame right there. Like those guys just big thing. But he won 2 chips where Baker just got a Heisman. But either way, he got a Heisman though.
He did, yeah.
But I mean, he's got the weapons. You got Devontae Adams, Puka Nacua, Kyron Williams. So and then of course with McVay pulling the strings, Blake Corum is always going to make his quarterbacks look good. But yeah, I think that I mean, I don't know if we're going to do a predictions episode before, like a little preview going into the week 1, but I don't know. Because I was pretty much sold on taking the Rams in the West. Like I was like, it's their division, but I don't know now. And then, I mean, you just look at these like the Seahawks. McDonald's a defensive guy. They got good offensive weapons. If Darnold can, just be somewhat near what he was last year, it's like shit. Maybe they can make some noise in the West.
They really do remind me so much of the Vikings, though, like the Seahawks, that is. And obviously, it's funny because it's the opposite effect, right? So it's like the offensive guru for the Vikings, but you got the defensive guru for the Seahawks. And then they got Clint Kubiak, who's their offensive coordinator, who I thought he actually was solid for the Saints last year. But obviously the Saints is a dumpster fire. I thought early on, I thought that offense would look like, it was going to be a problem. But then obviously, by the end of it, you had, Rattler and Jake Hayner running that offense. Because once Derek Carr got hurt, and then Chris Olave got hurt, and then Rashid Shaheed got hurt, and then you started running out guys I haven't ever heard of, playing receivers. And then that just, it went down the drain. So I think, JSN is going to be really good. Obviously, Cooper Kupp. Obviously, the injuries with Cooper Kupp, if he can stay healthy, a healthy Cooper Kupp might be pretty still effective. But I think Torrey Holt is hungry. I think he's going to
big time
breakout this year. So I think you're going to have 2 studs, and I think Arroyo is going to be their guy. I think they believe in Arroyo a lot, obviously, because they cut Noah Fant. So
true.
I'm excited to see what that offense does. I think it might take a little time to to get everything going, but I just think Kenneth Walker, I think, is going to be that catalyst that really is going to be that's going to help them for sure.
So. Big time. Yeah, I'm sure they'll probably lean on the run game, but they have the weapons. I mean, they definitely can to be balanced. They have good receiving threats, good running threats. I think they'll be pretty solid. But another player and team I wanted to bring up though was can't believe I caught myself watching Giants preseason, but Jackson Dart looked pretty good. He would probably play because he came in after Russell Wilson. It was probably the 2s and then even the 3s and the 4s at that point when he was playing. But I'll give him his kudos. 154 yards and a touchdown. He looked pretty solid. Like the camp reviews about him have not been the greatest, so it's good to see him play well in preseason. I think it's probably going to be him and Wilson, and I think Winston will probably be the odd man out there just because Dart's the rookie and Wilson's kind of the guy that they wanted to be their starter.
If Jameis can get cut and go back to New Orleans, I'm telling you.
Right.
Or go back to Cleveland. There's going to be places for him to play football this year. Shit, even Miami, to be honest with you.
Right. But don't forget Tommy Cutlets either, but I'm just kidding. He'll be the 3rd string guy.
But no, I think the Giants offense did look good. They put up a lot of points. Obviously, it was pretty back and forth that game. But yeah, you want your first round quarterback to, whether it is with the 2s or 3s, you want them to be able to just get that confidence, that first go out there and just play football. And then, because once you start playing with confidence, man, you're really going to start to just see that growth in a player, and that's just truly amazing. And and that's good. Slow burn it. Let Russell Wilson, crash and burn, but probably by week 6. And then
probably
slide Jackson Dart in there. Because that's the thing. Is like the Giants should, in like theory, the Giants should be pretty solid. Like that defense is going to be menacing, right? But I think the only thing that's going to be backbreaking for that team is how many times they're going to get a 3 and out, but yet they're going to be right back in the offense in another 3 plays, right? So then you'll see the other team's offense start to gain momentum because they're just going to be tired, right?
Right.
So,
defense will be on the field a lot. Yeah.
Like their pass rush is going to be absolutely devastating, right? Yeah. So as long as Dexter Lawrence stays healthy and Brian Burns and all of them stay healthy, I think it's going to be fun to watch. Not as a Commanders fan, but like in terms of being a fan of the Giants. But yeah, I think and I think Jackson Dart has that look to him. Like he looks like he should be like the face of your franchise, but whether he plays like that, we shall see, right? And obviously he has a lot of development to do, which we can talk about another developmental quarterback after this if you want. That I don't know. I think development's kind of missing a couple steps, and I think he's also missing the pinky as well. So, yeah, I think Jackson Dart did look good though.
Yeah, I thought it was solid. I mean, like I said, I haven't heard much good things from training camp and like kind of mini camp about Jackson Dart. And I know he was kind of a work in progress, a little bit of a project because the Lane Kiffin like offense, it's very kind of like quick decisions, short routes, things like that. You're not really making a lot of reads. So, and him and Ole Miss, he was kind of up and down at Ole Miss. He'd have some really good games, and then he'd have some like real kind of rough games. So, I think it's going to be a longer journey for him than maybe like a Cam Ward or something like that. But it was Good's first start. I know the Bills didn't really play any of their starters, so he's probably playing 2s, 3s, and 4s for most of the time he was in. But hey, that's still good for the first round. Maybe that is like SEC defenses, 2s, 3s in the NFL. So that was depending on where you're at. But I thought it was a good debut for Jackson Dart. Good debut for most of the rookie quarterbacks. But I have a feeling that you wanted to talk about another one here. Or were you getting somewhere else?
A rookie quarterback?
Oh no, you were kind of teasing something different, so I was wondering where you're going.
Anthony Richardson, man, what is going on?
Yeah.
Like, dude, completely missed the red. Like, actually, I think we could talk about this. Like, one of the big issues is like, he definitely didn't slide the line, right? Like, you can tell the offensive line make that adjustment. So understanding that your offensive line is sliding to the left to account for the pressure coming, and then understanding that, hey, like I got 2 coming off the edge. The tackle is going to get the most dangerous, which is inside. So that means your head needs to be to the right towards where the blitz is coming. And the fact that your tight end ran a hot route, literally turned his head around super quick. Your running back went straight to the fly. He had 2 options to go to quick, get the ball out. Maybe just someone shoves you or whatever, but you see the contact coming. Get the ball out and live on to another play. But what's the headline? He gets hurt, he misses the assignment, and his pinky is looking the opposite direction, right? And so it's just like another bad look. One, we continue on writing in the column of injuries for Anthony Richardson. 2, we keep writing to the column of he's not an NFL quarterback. He doesn't know what he's doing. And so it's like, it's frustrating. I mean, obviously, I'm not a Colts fan. I enjoy this downfall, but I love A.D. Mitchell. Like, A.D. Mitchell is one of my favorite. I'm so sad that he transferred from Georgia, but he's such a talented receiver. They have a great receiving core.
They do. They really do.
Great receiving core. And then you add Tyler Warren, J.T. Taylor, Jonathan Taylor.
Yep.
So it's like that offense should be humming.
It should be.
Right. But the issue is like you took a project quarterback and they knew it was a project, which I mean, I knew it was going to be a project, but I didn't think it was going to be this much of a project.
Because I mean, what are we going into this is his technical third year. Yeah. Year 3.
He shouldn't be making those mistakes.
Making rookie mistakes and still inaccurate, still not an accurate passer, still not doing the basic things that a starting quarterback should be doing. I don't know. I think Daniel Jones is probably going to be. I mean, because now, like you said, not only is he inconsistent, inaccurate, but he's always injured. So it's like, I just don't like he's 6'5", like 2'6". Like, how are you always injured all the time? It's because he's just, like you said, he's missing reads or he's trying to make plays running the ball. I don't know. I feel like start Daniel Jones. If it goes sideways for Daniel Jones, I think you're in the quarterback class next year. I think you're because, like you said, and not only do they have a good receiving core and good like weapons, they're young. Guys like Jonathan Taylor, A.D. Mitchell, Michael Pittman, these guys are young.
Josh
like
Downs, who was absolutely electric last year.
Alec Pierce. These guys are all within like their first 5 years in the NFL. So it's like you can't keep wasting this talent that you have. Shane Steichen is a solid offensive coach. You saw what he did with Jalen
He'll be a
Hurts.
good pickup for he'll be a good pickup next year for whoever needs an offensive coordinator.
I say, right? Because this is going to end up costing him his job. This is going to cost, I think, is it Ryan Grigson is their GM?
No, it doesn't matter.
But
he's been missing on a lot of stuff.
It's going to cost him his job because it's like you go out on a limb, you draft this guy top 5. Everybody knew he was a project. He wasn't great. He was super inconsistent at Florida. He only started one season at Florida, and I mean, like I said, there was some games it's like, okay, this guy's awesome. Some games it's like, shit, so he'd be even on the field at Florida. So it's like, you took this project, it's not working out, and it keeps getting worse and worse. And it's not even just because he's playing bad on the field, but he can't stay on the field. He's always injured.
He's been injured since high school. Like, it's so many red flags. Like, obviously, you can see how strong of an arm he had and how fast he is, and like you can really talk yourself into why he should be the next. Everyone uses the word Cam Newton, right? Like, he should be this, right? But then he's just not. Like, I think obviously, look, I commend him for getting that first round money, for getting that $30 million, whatever it was, because I don't know if he's making it to a second contract at quarterback.
No.
Maybe he can play tight end or something like that, or defensive end. But even still, he can't stay healthy, just taking a few hits that he does take at quarterback. So it's just like, I don't want to talk ill about the guy, but it's like we've seen the same thing over and over again. It's like, he should have just stayed at Florida for another year. Which, I mean, again, like, I'm not going to be mad at him for taking the money. Like, he saw the opportunity, he jumped on it, and he made a bunch of money.
Yeah.
So
but I mean, at some point, the Colts, you just kind of you gotta move on and just say, hey, we fucked up, we messed up, like, we got to move on. Like, we messed up, we missed that pick. See what Daniel Jones can get you. See if you can maybe vie for a wild card spot. If you don't, then you're taking a quarterback next year, and then you kind of just go from there. Or do you see what the veteran, because they did the veteran quarterback thing for like years. They had Phillip Rivers, Carson Wentz, and that didn't exactly work for them. So now you go with the rookie quarterback who was a major project. That's not working. So I think you got to go back to the quarterback if it doesn't work for you. But yeah, this was a guy, I was saying it before the draft. I wasn't getting the hype. It was like him and Levis. People were talking about first round. I'm just like, these guys aren't first round quarterbacks, but one of them got taken. The other one was second round, but Levis wasn't even a second round quarterback as he's shown us in his career. But yeah, I feel for the guy because he seems like a solid dude. But I mean, when you're in the NFL and you're a top 5 pick, pressure's on you, and he just never has lived up. And he's never even really shown a lot of signs where it's like, okay, hey, maybe we got something here. It's like you see a couple of throws a game, but that's about it.
Yeah. Let's talk about Justin Fields and the Jets. Jets got the victory 30-10. I thought Justin Fields was solid. Like, I think he only played a couple series, 3 for 4, 42 yards. He had the rushing touchdown, which I thought in that rushing touchdown, I think it was the running back that was in the route. He had such a 200 IQ play where he peeped that Justin Fields was running. Then he started to lift his hands like this. So the corner try to speed up to the running back just so they can give more of the lane so Justin Fields can score. It was okay. I thought Justin Fields was solid. He made some throws, but obviously his legs are going to be his biggest advocate, for him to do, have success. But, you want to be able to see him be surgical as well. And I think, I don't know. I keep going up and down for, where I think how good Justin Fields can be. I think the Jets are fully invested in him, which I think is great. But I just don't know. Like, I just don't know what will be his ceiling. Like, obviously his ceiling is high, but I don't know if the elevator is going to get there, right? Like, I just don't know. But it's a solid start. But I just don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I think it's kind of always the same question for me with Justin Fields, especially like with the offense. Like, are they going to run the offense to like around Justin Fields' strengths, or they're going to ask him to be a pocket quarterback? Because if you ask him to be a pocket quarterback, it's not going to work because that's just not who he is. That's not his strengths. But if you can move him around more, maybe do some design runs and some some read options, stuff like that. That's where he thrives. You can use his legs. He's got okay weapons. You got Garrett Wilson, Brees Hall. We'll see. Braylon Allen, I actually like at the running back position.
Yeah,
Donovan Edwards went off for them, but that was kind of like way late in the game.
Yeah.
But I think with Justin Fields, it was kind of shocking to me that they kind of invested that much into him. Like 2-year contract, they kind of made him the guy. They didn't draft anybody really behind him. They didn't really pick they're like, no, this is going to be our guy. So I was like, all right, well, we'll see how that goes. Obviously, first year head coach. So I've been a fan of Justin Fields. I've always liked him going back to his days at Ohio State. I always thought he was a good player, and he just seems like a good person. He just seems like a guy that's just a gamer. Like, he's willing to go out there and like put his body on the line for the team. But yeah, I just don't know, because this is his 6th year in the league now. So there's been time. 5th year, 6th year. There's been time, and the jury is still, I think it's 5th year, right?
Because I think he was only in Chicago for 3 years.
For 3, and then 1 with Pittsburgh, and now going to his 5th. So yeah, this is going to be the time, because if it doesn't work this year, if it doesn't work with the Jets these next 2 years, then he's just going to have to take his lumps as a backup quarterback. Which is that's not a bad job. There's plenty of guys in the league that made great livings and great careers out of being a backup quarterback. And he's a likable guy. Like, everywhere he's went, people like him. So he'll have no problem being a backup quarterback. But if he wants to be a starting quarterback, I think this year is kind of the make or break year.
Yeah, and to that point about like they're really investing in him, I think that was just kind of a show of like, hey, like, we're going to build this thing around you. We're going to do this thing with you. Like, and I think he kind of needed that, just because of the fact that, like, I think he thought that he was going to have that, and with Tomlin, and it wasn't a unified front that like, hey, we're going to build this thing around you. Even though he played really good for those 4 games for the Steelers, right? So. And I think he just wanted someone who truly believed in him. And like, depending on how you feel on the spectrum, like, hey, like, you should be wanting to compete to say that you're the guy. But I think, too, it's like, if you don't have to compete and you believe in me, you're going to do everything to help me succeed. That is something where that can help boost the guy and let him like, okay, yeah, like, I'm going to play my heart off for this coach because he believes in me. So you just kind of had to figure out what's the right methods for each player for sure. But I don't know. We'll see what happens with Justin Fields.
Yeah, I think he'll be solid for them. I don't know what the ceiling is for this team. I think they're probably a 3rd place team. I think they can overtake the Dolphins in that division. I'm hoping my Patriots, of course, are the 2nd place team in that division. I think the Bills, as long as obviously everybody stays healthy, will probably win that division. Although, if you saw what they have after Josh Allen, Mike White, and Mitch Trubisky, like, if anything happens to Josh Allen, that team goes like way in the wrong direction. But obviously never want to and I actually really like Josh Allen as well. But I just don't know what the ceiling is for the team. We'll see. 1st year head coach, of course. We'll see what the defense looks like. Their defense always seems to be pretty good. The offense, we thought Brees Hall was the guy, but he kind of disappointed last year. So is Braylon Allen gonna be the guy, or who's gonna be their running back going forward? So that's a big question mark. I would say like 7, 8 wins is probably their ceiling, but maybe things can go their way a little bit more. But I mean, nothing really seems to go the Jets' way in most seasons. So I don't know about that. But yeah, I was trying to think if there was anybody else I really want to talk about. As far as rookies, Genty really didn't do much. I think he had like 3 carries for like a yard.
Yeah,
so it wasn't
minus
much
1 yards actually.
Was it minus 1 yard?
Yeah.
So yeah. And then Travis Hunter played both ways, got a couple catches on offense, but really defense played like 10 plays, not really much of an impact in the game. I think I mean, I think Devontae Adams came out this week and just doesn't believe that this can be done playing both ways. And I've kind of been on record saying that a lot too. It's like he's either going to have to be like a full-time defense and maybe like gadget plays on offense, or vice versa, like full-time offense and just like your nickel corner on defense or something like that. Because I can't see him playing like he was playing like 120, 130 snaps at Colorado. He does that in the NFL, he's going to be out of the league in like 3 years.
For sure.
It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, honestly, I think he's probably going to be better as a receiver. I just think he's too small to play corner.
I do too.
But I think, you should use him as a receiver and use him as a special teams person. And, obviously, like, it's going to be a law of diminishing returns. So, like, you can let him do it for a year or two, his rookie deal, let him play both sides. But, like, if he were to make it to getting a contract extension, it's like, hey, like, I'm putting either receiver or corner on this contract, and going from there. But we shall see. A super sleeper that I really liked, I thought was pretty good, was Cam Miller, the quarterback for Vegas. He was a 6th-round pick from North Dakota State. A guy that I think might low-key be like the heir apparent to Geno Smith in a couple of years. I think that'd be a guy to watch. He was actually a guy that Tom Brady recommended.
I was going to say that, yeah.
Them to draft this year. So I will keep my eyes on him throughout the preseason and the years to come to watch. Also, Cameron Ward, he played pretty well. He got, first drive was a little rocky, but he found a rhythm. He had a nice little completion to Calvin Ridley. So, I think he's gonna continue to get his feet wet and hopefully help the Tennessee Titans win, more than 4.5 wins, for some bets or whatever.
Right, yeah. Oh.
But yeah, nothing too crazy. Obviously, I think Trevion Henderson is probably like the one who has the biggest stock up after week 1. I would say, and Torrey Holton, I think.
And Torrey Horton, yeah.
They were definitely like the top 2 for me. I'm trying to think of everybody else that was like.
I think a lot of people are like with Shador and Jackson Dart. They're saying that a little bit, but yeah. I would probably still say, obviously not trying to be biased here, but Trevion Henderson and Torrey Horton. Best, like, especially because these guys weren't 1st-round picks. They weren't like, they're not like your number 1 guys on these teams, but they're guys that can make differences on both of these teams, be explosive, make differences. I think both of them can work really well on both their offenses too. So yeah, no, I think those would be your top 2. Just trying to think. McMillan, he only had 2 catches, but I thought he looked good in the game. He looks a little bit faster because that was kind of the issue at Arizona. He wasn't the fastest guy. He was just big and strong.
Bro, ever since I've seen him in NFL, he's looked smooth. And I'm like, everyone's just like knocking about his, like, he looks smooth in all these Panthers camp. I'm like, they just missed on him.
Yeah. And that's because, like, I mean, watching him in Arizona, like, he was pretty much he was their whole offense last year, and he still had a lot of good games last year too. So yeah, I think he'll be fine, and he'll probably emerge as their number 1 guy. Because I'm kind of with you. I'm not sold on Leggett. I don't know what the ceiling is for Leggett, so I think McMillan will end up being their number 1 guy, probably somewhere during the season.
I mean, he's number 1 right now.
You think so? Just right off the bat.
Yeah, no, he's earned it already. He's number 1. To me, it's him, it's Thielen, it's Poker, it's Dennis Leggett, and then
maybe Jimmy Horn.
Yeah. Also, which of course the Ravens get away with this, but they don't really. No one really kind of sees it. But Keaton Mitchell and Rasheen Ali, I love Rasheen Ali coming out of Marshall a year ago. Solid running back. He had a decent day, 9 carries, 37 yards and a touchdown. But Keaton Mitchell, man, from ECU, dude is an absolute burner. He got hurt 2 years ago, and he missed most of last year. I think he became healthy maybe around like week 9, week 10. But obviously, when Derrick Henry was doing, like, he wasn't getting much play. Plus, they still had they always have a factory of running backs, but.
Right. Keaton
Mitchell, I think if you want a late, like he'll probably be a stash. Like, I don't know if you would really draft him, but I think he will be a guy that I think that's going to take a couple carries from Derrick Henry this year.
Right.
And it's going to be like, in a sense, I think it's going to be similar to the Detroit Lions with Jahmyr Gibbs and Montgomery.
Right.
But
yeah. Just not the same level. Yeah.
But not at the same level for sure. But I think Keaton Mitchell is so damn good and so damn fast. And I think you want to preserve Henry for the playoffs. Like, I mean, he was fine last year, but like, I think obviously as he continues to get older, I think you don't want to have to, continue to have that same workload. And then, if you can have, Mitchell humming like that and get him going, and then you have that nasty a three-headed rushing attack, if be honest.
Yeah, with Lamar.
I mean, I think he's going to be a guy that I would look at like late in your draft. Just if you're in a deep league, like a deep league late draft stash.
Yeah, like a 14-teamer league or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he'll probably be their kind of like their out of the backfield guy too, because Henry's not bad out of the backfield, but I mean, you don't want him taking those hits out of the backfield because there's a lot of tread on those tires. I mean, there was a lot of years in Tennessee where he was getting 300 plus carries a year. So
it's a lot of carries in high school too. His high school coach in college arrested for how much this dude had. His high school stats are absolutely insane.
His high school film's insane, just running over guys. It's just like, oh my goodness. Probably one of the better
high school.
Yeah. I would say him, Kyler Murray, and maybe like Reggie Bush. That might be the three best high school films I've seen. Just ridiculous. But I mean, Derrick Henry, like, could you imagine like just being like a high school kid? You're like 180 pounds, 190 pounds. You're playing defense. Yeah, you got to go up against Derrick Henry. That's that's a rough day.
I'm sick, coach.
Right? I think I pulled something. I don't know. Yeah.
Well, that has been week one of the preseason, and a lot of interesting developments. I mean, it's so much to cover, but so far so good. I'm excited to see what week two brings and who's the next person that's going to break out to try to make a team. Obviously, we got Hard Knocks. Buffalo Bills came out this past week as well, so a good watch. And I think in-season Hard Knocks this year is going to be the NFC East, which is going to be whatever. I hate Hard Knocks. I don't hate Hard Knocks, but you don't want to.
They'll focus on the Cowboys a ton and the Eagles. So yeah,
no, it's going to be JD5 gets all.
Yeah, he'll get it all. He'll get all the high. Yeah, get all the pub. Yeah.
So, but hey, it's what comes with being a star quarterback in the league. So. Drake May will get there. I love Drake May. I'm a big.
I like Drake May too. Just pull back on the turnovers, take a sack, throw the ball away. You don't need to be trying to make a play when you're getting sacked. But I think he's going to be good. Just gotta. I think Mike Vrabel will rein him in a little bit, and I think he'll be fine.
I agree. But thank you guys for hanging out with us from the sidelines. We're here every Sunday at 8 p.m. We're ticking closer and closer to the start of the season. Oh man, it's gonna be insane when the season is here. But hey,
Sundays, yep.
4 more Sundays, and we'll be here from the sidelines. Have a great rest of your night. We'll see you guys next week.
Put on a suit, drink water, don't drink and drive. Hey man, call your mother.
It means nothing. It means nothing.
Nah, they lying to you. It's about the money.
Now you're more fluent.